Greetings car fanatics, in this video I'm going to show you how to easily retrofit the Porsche Sport exhaust button on your Porsche 997 or 987. After over a year of development, I'm super excited to announce the launch of the ECG Performance valved catback exhaust for the Porsche 997.2 and the wireless Porsche Sport exhaust module, which fits the 997 and the 987, which we'll be covering in today's video. The awesome part about this module is it allows you to easily retrofit the Porsche Sport exhaust button to your car. You don't have to worry about running cable all the way to the computer and all the way back out through the firewall and tear apart your interior, and you also don't need dealer activation. In addition, the ECG Performance PSE module comes with two modes. It will either remember your last setting, or you can have it default to valves close on startup. Let's take a look at the ECG Performance wireless PSE module kit, and then I'll walk you through the installation process. I have the kit contents laid out. Let's go ahead and go over each component. There's a small antenna that you'll need to screw onto the exhaust valve controller. The kit also includes black hosing and a T-fitting, which you'll use to connect the two exhaust valves to the exhaust valve controller. We have this wiring harness which provides power to the exhaust valve controller. The kit also comes with two remotes and of course the wireless PSE module. Before getting started, you want to make sure you have the correct center console switch assembly. I'll leave a link down below where you can find all the correct part numbers. To get started, I'm going to assume you already have your valved exhaust already installed and that your car is using a pneumatic style valve. If this is the case, we can get started by removing the rear bumper so we can install the exhaust valve controller. With the deck lid open, start by removing the 4 T30 Torx screws at the top of the bumper. Next, remove each taillight by removing the 2 T25 Torx screws that holds each taillight in place. Carefully pull the taillight straight out and then disconnect the wiring harness by pressing down on the tab to release it. With the taillights removed, remove the T30 plastic clips on each side of the bumper. Next, go underneath the center of the bumper and remove 2 T30 screws. Then on each side of the bumper, remove the T30 screws on the underside. Finally, remove the T30 screws on each side of the bumper inside the wheel wells. All the fasteners are now removed and we can remove the bumper. Start on one side of the bumper and pull it away from the car so it no longer catches on the wheel well liners. Then from the center of the bumper, grab the bumper and carefully jiggle it off the car. You want to have something soft to lay the bumper onto. But to fully remove the bumper, you'll need to disconnect the wiring harness from the license plate lights. With the bumper off, we can start the install process for the exhaust valve controller. Let's go ahead and get the hoses set up. So you want to measure the distance from each exhaust valve to the center of your bumper. Then you want to cut off 2 sections of hosing to match this length. Then connect the 2 sections to the T-fitting. Take the remaining black hose and connect it to the T-fitting. The other end of the black hose is going to connect to the exhaust valve controller. Take the hoses and slide the 15-inch sections through the top of the bumper beam. From under the vehicle, locate the 2 hose sections and connect them up to its respective exhaust valve. Then use the supplied large zip ties to secure the black hoses in place. You want to slide the zip ties through the slot underneath the bumper beam and then loop them back over the top of the bumper beam. Tighten the zip ties so the hoses are snug, but don't pinch off the hoses. Then cut off the excess from the zip ties. Next, we're going to mount the exhaust valve controller here. Start by taking the large zip tie supplied in the kit and wrap it horizontally around the exhaust valve controller. Tighten the zip ties so it doesn't move around. Then take the second large zip tie and slide it under the bumper beam. Loop the zip tie between the exhaust valve controller and the other zip tie. Take the powering wire harness and screw it onto exhaust valve controller. Then connect the long black hose from the T-fitting to the exhaust valve controller. Trim off any excess hosing, but leave a little bit of slack. Then tighten the vertical zip tie. Check to make sure the exhaust valve controller is secure. Cut off any excess from the zip ties. Now it's time to hardwire the wiring harness from the exhaust valve controller. We're going to start by connecting the black ground cable to one of the engine mount bolts. Use a 13mm socket long extension and a ratchet to remove one of the engine mount bolts. Slip the ground wire's terminal connector around one of the engine mount bolts and reinstall the engine mount bolt. Torque the engine mount bolt to 23 foot-pounds. Next, for the red power wire, we can connect it two different ways. If your car is an S model with a 3.8 liter motor, you can tap power from the switchover valve. There's this red and blue wire that you can use the PSE tap to tap into. Alternatively, for all 997.2 Carrera models, you can also tap power from the O2 sensor. Disconnect the O2 sensor wiring harness, then use the included PSE tap to tap it into the black wire on the O2 sensor. With the positive and ground wires connected, it's time to make sure the exhaust valve controller works. Turn the ignition on, and then double check that the exhaust valve controller is on. Let's go ahead and tidy up the black hose and wiring harness. Take a supplied zip tie, attach it here as shown, and then tighten it until the black hose and wiring harness are snug. You can install the wireless PSE module and new switch assembly from the passenger side. Start by removing this carpeted panel that holds the 12-volt outlet. It's just held on by a single T30 screw that's semi-hidden. Next, remove the side panel. Start by removing the two T20 screws that hold it in place. Then pull the side panel straight towards the back of the car. Jiggle it while pulling firmly, but be careful not to be forceful or you can break the plastic tabs on the side panel. With the one side panel removed, you can pull the switch assembly out. There's a metal tab on the side that you can press down with your finger. Then carefully jiggle out the switch assembly. Once you get the switch assembly out far enough, you'll see a red wiring connector on the back. Use a pry tool or a flathead screwdriver, press the locking tab down, and then pull the connector out. To connect the wireless PSE module, you'll need to remove the red connector from the actual wiring harness. To do this, cut the zip tie off, and then take a small flathead screwdriver and release the tab on the side. This will allow you to slide the red connector cover off the black connector, which is what we need to access in order to wire up the wireless PSE module. Now take the wireless PSE module and slide the wires through the back of the center console and route the wires into the switch assembly slot as shown. With the wires passed through, let's start by connecting the yellow wire on the PSE harness. You want to connect it into slot number 10 on the black connector. You'll see that the slots are numbered and the terminals only fit one way. So if the terminal doesn't slide into the connector, just flip it over 180 degrees and push it into the black connector until it locks in place. With the yellow wire installed, turn the black connector over and find slot number 11. As you can see here, you'll want to take the white wire and plug it into slot 11. Next, we need to connect a red wire from the wireless PSE module to a power source. So we're going to connect it to the red and white wire going into slot 3 on the black connector. Remove the gray end off the PSE tap and place it around the red and white wire. Be sure to slide the gray cap up at least 2 inches from the black connector so there's enough room to put the red connector cover back on. Then screw the PSE tap into the gray connector. Tighten the PSE tap to where it's finger tight to ensure a secure connection. With the power wire connected, let's go ahead and connect the black ground wire on the wireless PSE module. Connect the included PSE tap to the brown and green wire going into slot 2. With all the wires on the wireless PSE module connected, we can now put the red connector cover back on. Slide it on so it locks into place with the black connector. Then use a new supplied zip tie to secure it to the wiring harness. Plug the wiring harness into your new switch assembly. Then turn your vehicle on and test it to make sure everything works. When you toggle the PSE button on, you should see it light up, and when you press the PSE button on and off, you should hear it opening and closing the exhaust valves. With the ECG wireless PSE module, you can set it to either remember your last setting upon startup or have it default to valves closed. By default, it will remember your last setting, but if you hold the PSE button down for 5 seconds until the LED flashes, it will keep the valves closed upon startup. To switch the setting back, just hold down the PSE button for 5 seconds until the LED flashes. If everything is working, mount the wireless PSE module as shown using the double-sided tape, and then reassemble everything. Then with everything working, you can reinstall the rear bumper. And with that, we're all done. Let's go ahead and start the car and check out our new exhaust system. Well, there you have it, car fanatics. This is how you install the ECG Performance Wireless PSE module. If you'd like to get one for your 997.2, take a look at the link in the description or the comments. Thanks for watching, car fanatics. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave me comments or questions below, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you're notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.